I said, there was a lot of crime that happened in Jackson. Um, the first thing is there was a car fire last night in the city. It happened on Old Canton Road near Rolling Meadows Drive, and that was just before 1:30 this morning. And let me take you so you can see exactly where this is located at. So here, right there in the middle of your screen, you can see the red pinpoint, and that is Old Canton Road. This is Rolling Meadows Drive right here. Pull this out for you so you can see where this is in relation to downtown Jackson. We have the res there to your right, and here we go. Right here towards the bottom left of your screen is downtown Jackson. So what we're told has happened is that it was happened just before 1:30 this morning. In this exclusive video that we got here at 3 on your side, you can see the entire front part of the car is burned. Jackson police, firefighters, and ambulance and a crime scene unit did respond. Now, it's not clear how it happened, but JPD can confirm that the driver was killed. The victim's name has not been released, but as soon as we get that information into us, we will then pass it along to you guys. So just keep it tuned in here to WLBT. Another incident that happened is there was a shooting, and this happened 2 hours after the police arrived to the scene of this car on fire. And the shooting happened at a home on Bonita Drive at Queen Eleanor Lane in West Jackson. I'm going to take you to the screen so you can see this. All right, so here we go. Here, Bonita Drive is right here. This is Queen Eleanor Lane, and this is where this happened. Again, it's in West Jackson. So we're told that a woman was shot after unidentified juveniles tried to steal her car. But at this time, there is no word on who the juveniles were. The woman was also shot. There's no word on her condition at the time. And we're going to let you know what we find out as we go throughout the day. Like I said, once we get updates in here to the studio, or to the station, rather, we will get those out to you. There was also a shooting that happened at the former Westwick apartments. So the JPD are searching for 3 to 4 suspects who are responsible for the shooting. They may be riding in a black car, say JPD. So according to Jackson Police, the shooting happened around 8 o'clock on Monday night. It was on North Flag Chapel Road, the former Westwick apartments. The shooting victim is a 34-year-old male. Police did say that his injuries are not life-threatening and his current condition is unknown. If you have any information on this, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers or Jackson Police with any information that could lead to an arrest. Now, we also have an update on an embezzlement that happened a while back, actually. We reported on it when it first happened. It was a former high school secretary in Marshall County. That secretary has pled guilty to embezzlement. Let me get this pulled up for you so you can see her. Her name is Dana Walker. She was the financial secretary at H.W. Byers High School, which is a little north of Holly Springs. She took more than $39,000 in school activities funds that she had collected from students and staff between August of 2020 and February of 2022. Now, she was arrested in 2022 by school district police, and her case was then turned over to the state auditor's office, and she is set to be sentenced on August the 13th, and we will keep you updated on that. But we told you about it a while back. The school activity funds that she took were funds that were raised by the kids to buy uniforms, stickers, different little things like that for the kids. And I know I say stickers, little kids. No, it was for high school students, but it was like things for them to put on their cars, things like that. So she did plead guilty, and she will be sentenced again on August the 13th of this month. Looking here, watching you guys. You guys are tuning in on Facebook. I appreciate you tuning in here. Let's see. Mary said hello. Well, hello to you, Mary. Appreciate you joining me here for WLBT Plus this afternoon. Got a lot more information to get to you guys. We told you earlier this week about how Kenneth Stokes, Councilman Stokes, had a press conference this weekend asking that the citizens of Jackson get more time, more of a grace period, so to speak, for the new parking meters that were put in downtown. He was asking that maybe we do a 90-day grace period before tickets are just starting to be issued, so that they can be more educated on how these things work. Well, yesterday, in his briefing, Jackson Mayor addressed a number of issues during this week's press briefing, including talking about the parking meters. So SP Plus is the name of the company, and says that they are close to finishing the installations for these parking meters. They are new digital meters. They began installing them on May the 1st. Now, that company, along with Jackson Police Department, is in charge of enforcing about 800 parking spaces downtown with these meters. The mayor says that parking in the city of Jackson has been free for the last 20 years, but that's no longer going to be the case. So, as he said, it's a 2-hour minimum. The rate is $1 an hour, or 2-hour maximum. Let me change that at $1 an hour. So, if you're in downtown Jackson for a couple of hours, it's going to cost you a couple of dollars to park. If you move to another spot where the meters are, it's going to cost you another dollar. Now, these meters are expected to generate more than $2 million in annual revenue. And you can get more information about them at parkjackson.com. But, Kenneth Stokes, Councilman Stokes, stated that this does not need to be enforced this yet. We need to have more time. What do you guys think? Do you think that there needs to be more of a grace period given so that people can get used to how these work? I know you can use them cash, you can use your card, or even like Apple Pay, Google Pay, things like that. Do you think a dollar is too much? I mean, a $2 million in revenue for the year for the city would be a great benefit to the city of Jackson. Of course, I'm not sure exactly what funds that money is going to go into, unless it's just general funds for the city, but it is a great source of revenue. However, do you guys think that $1 is too much? So Kathy Ford is here on our Facebook page, and Kathy says that $1 an hour is too much. Kathy, what do you think would be a more fair price for this? Do you think it 50 cents an hour, 75 cents an hour? What's your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments. Love to get to talk to you guys. Now, there is also an update on what's going on over at the Jackson Zoo. We told you reported earlier this month, how the USDA had issued some concerns about the Jackson Zoological Park since for the parking in Jackson. Leanne, I was talking about the parking for the meters down in Jackson, $1 an hour, 2-hour max. Do you think that is too much? Getting back to talking about the zoo. Now, city leaders say that they are starting to work soon to address concerns that was raised by federal inspectors at the Jackson Zoological Park. I feel like I can't talk today. Words are not coming out clearly. I apologize for that. So the USDA cited the city for 5 non-compliant issues at the West Jackson facility, including evidence of widespread rodent activity in shelter structures and evidence of improper food storage. So the storms that came through in February and March severely damaged the shed, which in turn damaged the chiller, which housed most of the food. And this statement comes from the Parks and Recreation Director, Abram Muhammad. So, according to the report that was issued by the USDA, the walk in cooler is not working, with it being at 65 degrees Fahrenheit inside of the cooler at the time of inspection. And the cooler is where they store perishable food like cut produce, prepared meals, and meat for the animals. Now, Muhammad said the city has had to improvise, and they installed several refrigerators to house perishable items. Coolers were also brought in to store dry food to ensure rodents would no longer be able to get access to it. And then he said, then another storm came through and caused additional damage. And it was almost like they were not able to catch up with the problems that they already had. Now, he did also say, he being the Parks and Recreation Director, Muhammad, did say that no animals were ever at risk of not being fed and no food was lost as a result of the damages. But he says they have also already secured 2 bids to start working on the repairs and are working within their budget to get it taken care of. I haven't been in the Jackson Zoo in a long time, and I talked about this when we first broke the story. It's been a very long time since I've been to the Jackson Zoo. What do you guys like? When's the last time any of you have been that are joining in, tuning into me right now? Have you been to the Jackson Zoo? Have you seen some of these issues that the USDA brought up as far as like, I know they said there was some rust on some of the enclosures for the spider monkeys and things like that. So, Victoria Moore, she said, my mama said, feed that rhino or whatever it was. She said that it was too skinny. Yes, that rhino did look a little skinny. Leanne says last time that she was there, so 17 years ago. And, oh my goodness. And Victoria says her aunt fell and broke her finger last year. Was that at the zoo, Victoria? I hope that they are able to get these issues resolved quickly and it doesn't affect the animals, not only their physical, but their mental well-being. And maybe I'll get to head out there and check out the zoo, see what it's like. Victoria says that yes, ma'am. So don't ma'am me, Victoria. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Well, I hate that she broke her finger. That sounds horrible, but I do appreciate you commenting there. But you don't have to ma'am me. You can just say yeah to me. Now, we she said, that's when they saw the starving animals. Ah, Victoria said that is when her aunt fell and broke her finger is when they saw the hungry animals there at the zoo. I hope that they're not um, being purposely treated poorly. We have no evidence to support that, so we don't know that. All we know is what the USDA report and the inspector cited, and we know what they are working on. And they're going to have some time, especially if the 2 storms came in back to back. You guys know what it's like being here in Jackson with the severe weather that has come through the past few weeks. It's been hard. It's been hard to, you got one storm and then all of a sudden a couple of weeks later there was another, and then it just seemed like it was a constant thing. And so I can understand it taking a little bit of time to get these issues fixed, but hopefully they do get them fixed pretty quick. Now, Hunter Bridges said, move the zoo. Nobody wants to take their family down Capitol Street. Well, and also Sheila says that as well. Sheila said, move the zoo. Now, when I spoke about the zoo last time, someone suggested that it should be moved to the state park that is here in Jackson. And oh my gosh, I can't. LaFleur's Bluff. That's it. What do you guys think about that? Would that be a good spot, good location for the zoo? Leanne says to move it to the Science Museum. I don't know where the Science Museum is. Like I've told you guys, I am new here to the area. I'm going to learn it, got to learn it. And I'll have to take my kids to the Science Museum, especially my youngest. She would like that, I think. But, we'll just see. We'll give them some time. Hopefully, they will get these issues fixed and worked out, and the zoo will maybe start to flourish again. You never know. You never know. Thank you, Victoria. She says, be safe and welcome. I appreciate that. I've really enjoyed my time here in Jackson. What time that I have had to get out, I've said it multiple times. I have encountered nothing but nice people around here. And that's been really nice to, when you go into a store or any store I go into, things like that, it always seems like someone is, they look at you, they smile, they say, hey, they're glad that you're there and appreciate you coming into the store. They say thank you when you leave. It's just one of the things I didn't expect and that I've experienced here in Jackson. That's kind of making Jackson definitely work its way into my heart. Well, before we get into talking about the Hinds County Supervisors meeting that happened yesterday and get a little bit more info to you guys and give you guys more of a chance to talk about it, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to switch gears real quick. Stick around with me. We're going to have Peyton Garrison come in and give us a quick look of our forecast, and we'll be right back. Hello. It's like, is it only Tuesday?
I know. What the heck? Okay.
Well, if you're ready, we'll go at the end of this. And we are back, and I have the lovely Peyton Garrison here with me. I'm going to talk about our forecast, which is not really changing up too much, is it?
Yeah, I mean, we're almost stuck in this stagnant weather pattern, and there's that summer-like feel in the air today. One thing I am starting to notice that is starting to change is that we're looking at higher moisture levels today, and that lets me what makes me believe that is that the actual air temperature is 86 degrees, but it actually feels more like 90. So we're starting to see a heat index value this afternoon, and that might only become worse as the day goes on.
I know when I got home yesterday, my child had left a window open and all that AC that would have been in the house is gone. I was like, you cannot do that. You cannot. It is very hot out there. And this is going to kind of continue for us through the week, isn't it?
Yeah, this week there really won't be any changes on a day-to-day basis. This weekend could consist of even hotter weather, lower middle 90s for high temperatures. It may feel closer to 100. So the unofficial start to summer is this weekend, and it sure is going to feel like it.
It is definitely, it already feels like it to me, but I just know we'll be longing for the cooler days like this later on in the year. But like, is next week looking the same, or can you tell us that? Do we have an idea?
So good news about next week. If you're not the biggest fan of the 90s, I am expecting a little bit of a cool off when it comes to next week. We have a better chance of rain by next Monday night and into Tuesday. And this will be coming out ahead of an increasing potential, again, for rain behind the cold front. And that will also bring us a little bit of cool down. So while we are looking at 90-degree weather, at least through Memorial Day of Monday next week, lower middle 80s might be more likely on a daily basis for much of next week. So there is some relief inside. I mean, we're still talking about 80-degree weather, of course, so it's going to be pretty warm, but the steamy weather will start to come to an end, at least briefly, of course, when it comes to next week.
Well, at least we can count on the briefly. In the meantime, stock up on the hairspray and the deodorant.
I mean, that's a necessity.
Yes.
Folks, please put on your deodorant this time.
That's right. Well, thank you so much, Peyton. We are going to take a quick commercial break. And when I come back, we're going to be talking about the Hinds County Supervisor meeting yesterday and what happened. So we'll be right back. Thank you. That was cool.
I know. Like I said,
No, there's not a whole lot to talk
I
about.
know.
It's like it's the same as yesterday.
I know. What else can I say?
Right. Thank you. And I am back. Thank you guys for sticking with me, especially you there on Facebook that are watching. Don't forget that if you download the WLBT News app, you can always watch any of our newscasts. You can stream them live as they happen, or you can watch them on demand. You'll also be able to get notifications on breaking news as it comes out. As it comes into us, we let you guys know about it. And don't forget to go, if you're watching on Facebook or if you're watching on our website right now and you would like to join in the conversation, you can also do that on YouTube. So you can go over there. We are on Facebook, on YouTube. We're everywhere, but right now I'm streaming on our website, Facebook and YouTube. And I'm here every day at 1. And I really enjoy it. I enjoy getting to hang out with you guys. We got a lot of people still in the comments talking about the zoo. And Rachel Bailey did said it's past time for trying to entertain families, save them poor animals, do what's best for their interest. And I can agree with that, Rachel. We do need to do what is best for the animals. So let's move on to talking about the Hinds County Board of Supervisors meeting that happened yesterday, which escalated into an intense matchup, and one supervisor was asked to leave. It was District 2 Supervisor Anthony Smith, who they ended up finding out after he was asked to leave that he did have a gun on him. So this all began when District 3 Supervisor Deborah Dixon and Supervisor Smith got into an argument. The board was dismissed for a quick recess, and that's when Sheriff Tyree Jones noticed that Smith had a gun. Now, when Smith was asked to leave the meeting and the building altogether, Smith did talk with us, and he says that bringing the gun into the meeting was an honest mistake. And he did also apologize to the citizens who live in District 2. So right now, there have been no charges filed against Supervisor Smith. Now, when we first broke this yesterday, we were also reported that Supervisor Smith complained that supervisor, the Deborah Dixon, that she was talking about his mama. Now, he said the one reason why that struck him particularly hard is because his mother did pass away in April of 2023. I have lost people who were extremely close to me, and I totally understand how that could make it a sensitive topic. But is this kind of response and reaction between the people who are voted in to represent your district, is it okay? I'm going to show you a clip of the meeting, and I'm going to fast forward through it a little bit. I have it, it's about 2 minutes long, but I'm going to jump to the end of it because it is kind of hard to understand the audio of it, but you can see the two arguing there. Supervisor Smith and Dixon. So I'm going to play this for you real quick. And yeah, that's all that I'm going to show of that. Now, J. Adam Strong said here, why is there never a dull moment at the supervisors meeting? This is a pretty intense situation that happened there. Them getting into an argument. We're also hearing that it's not the first time that they've gotten into an argument. That they've gone back and forth between these two freshman supervisors for months. It says Smith told Dixon or fussed at Dixon after she allegedly made comments asking for the state auditor to look into the Board of Supervisors convention in December. Smith told Dixon, she said, Deborah, you're not going to embarrass us anymore. And he claims that she said to him, you snaggletooth, you this and that. And it slipped. And he said to her, according to him, at least I'm not fat. And he said that she said, your mama, and then your wife. So it sounds kind of elementary, something like you would see at an elementary school, kids arguing like that, calling names, calling each other names, disparaging their family members, things like that. It's not something that you would expect of someone who's been voted into political office. Now, we did share the stories on our Facebook page, and some of you guys left some comments for us, and I'm going to show you what we got here. So here is Mark. Mark said, anyone that can forget they have a gun is not a responsible person and should not be trusted to do the right thing. I can't say one way or the other how I feel about the forgetting having the gun. I'll all the time be holding my cell phone looking for it, looking for my sunglasses, they're on my head, looking for my glasses that I wear when I don't wear my contacts and they're on my face. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can kind of understand you forgetting something, not thinking about it being on you. However, he also said that the gun wasn't loaded. And it's like, what's the point of carrying around a loaded gun or an unloaded gun, which is a point that Blaine brought up, said, what's the benefit of carrying around an unloaded gun, dead weight for more exercise? And then also William said, why would you carry an unloaded gun? You will get hurt. And to which David replied on our Facebook, exactly. It's like a pen with no ink, which does make sense. But, he's not being charged with anything right now. He never pulled the gun. And one of the reasons why he was asked to leave is because he did not have the correct paperwork to be able to carry the gun, an enhanced carry permit to be able to carry the gun into the courthouse or into government facilities like he was in. So J. Adam Strong said, mistakes happen, but forgetting you're carrying a weapon, that is terribly irresponsible. So you just don't, it's a very hard thing to talk about. You want these guys to be responsible, to be mature, and to do what is right for your district and your area. And it's kind of a sad thing to see the adults arguing like that and that happening. So he was asked to leave. He was welcome back in the future. Was not asked to leave for a permanent basis, but for that day, because he had the gun and he did not have the correct paperwork, he was asked to leave for the day. They also say that the argument was started was over some board members wanted to get rid of several employees, including the county administrator, public work director, and board attorney. The president of the Hinds City Council did try to gavel Smith down, and it did not work. And they said one of the reasons why, or the sheriff said that it was a safety issue for asking him to leave. that he did consult with the president, the attorney, and other board members regarding it, and they made a decision at that point to expel him for the remainder of that meeting. However, it was not because he got physically violent with anyone or that he even pulled the gun. It was because that he just had it on his person. But having it on your person and forgetting about it, and I guess when you are in a state of public, as a public official, you have more responsibility to pay attention to the little things, to make sure that you are following all of the rules and regulations. You know, like Smith said, he has some rental properties that he goes to. He carries the gun with him because he's had some people break into him, wanted to make sure that he was able to protect himself, which is fine. He has every right to do. But if you're going to take that weapon, loaded or not, into a public area, a government building, you need to make sure you have the correct paperwork for that. So, but this was it was a crazy thing that happens, not something that you would expect to see or want to see happening, but it did happen yesterday at the Hinds County Board of Supervisors meeting. Of course, he will be coming back for the next one, and we'll certainly watch that and see if any sparks continue to fly there. So I'm looking to see if we have any updates on anything else here in the city. We do, actually. So there's going to be a new measure put into place for those who have a car involved in a drive-by shooting. You could risk having it taken by the city of Jackson. Now, this ordinance was put into place. The measure was put into place by the Councilman Kenneth Stokes from Ward 3, and it was approved unanimously after it was amended to make sure it fit within the state statute. So basically, what it means is if you have a vehicle that is involved in a drive-by shooting and is found to be involved in a drive-by shooting, they can take your vehicle. They can seize your vehicle. The city of Jackson can. So if you are a mom and your child takes the car and this happens, then as the parent and the owner of the vehicle, you could very well lose the vehicle if it is determined that it is within or falls within these guidelines or was involved in the drive-by shooting. Now, the city attorney, Drew Martin, says that there is a state law that already spells out a pretty detailed process for seizing vehicles. What has to happen is a petition has to be filed either by the DA's office or a representative of the DA's office. And then JPD has the ability to follow that process, and legal has the ability to assist them through that process. Martin said that it was clear to the legal department that the legal department had not been following or not providing support that they needed in recent years to take vehicles suspect to be involved in crimes like drive-by shootings. He also said that he's not sure if JPD has been doing it on their own, but that they started using the state statute and they are developing sort of an internal communication to use with JPD, that when they have this arrest, they communicate it to the city, and then the city communicates with a district attorney's office to get the petition filed. So if you take the vehicle or your vehicle is involved in a drive-by shooting, even if you were not, your vehicle can be seized by the city of Jackson. So I think that is a pretty good thing. J. Adam Strong commented on here, says if there's teachers in the metro area looking for CEU credits to renew their teaching license, they should contact the Jackson Federation of Teachers. They have a summer professional development series. Thank you so much for that information there, J. Adam. Should I just call you Adam or Jay? I'm not sure. So that is going to be the end of WLBT Plus today. I know it was kind of a little sporadic. I had a little bit of technical difficulties there in the beginning, but I really like this new feature that we have where I can see y'all's comments and then I can put them up on the screen for you to see just like that right there. So everybody knows what I'm talking about. We're going to be using this a lot more often with a lot of different things in the future. Jay Adams says, Adam is fine. Thank you, Adam. I will no longer call you Jay Adam. Well, guys, like I said, that is the end of WLBT Plus. Make sure you download our app so that you can get notified when we go live. You can tune in to all of our newscasts. You can find the latest updates on things that are happening not only in Jackson, but also around the Jackson area and surrounding counties. And you can also go to our website, WLBT.com, and purchase a ticket still for the St. Jude Dream Home, which we've been telling you about, a 2,400 square foot home that we are giving away. Every dime that is earned from the ticket purchases for this dream home goes straight to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. They take care of sick children all over the country, really, and don't charge any money for their care. Parents never get a bill. Guardians, caregivers, they never get a bill. And every business that is involved in the building of this house donated everything from the dirt work to the very tip top of the roof. Everything has been donated, which makes it us able to take all of the money raised in the ticket sales and then give it to St. Jude for their St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Tickets are $100 a piece. You can go buy 1, 10, 100, however many you want. And we are going to be announcing the winner for that on the 22nd of August. And don't forget, also, we got our Margaritas in May competition where you can vote for your favorite margarita there on our website. And yeah, so I will be back tomorrow at 1. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll be continuing to watch these comments on the Facebook post so that I can stay connected with you guys and see what you want to hear about. What news do you want to hear? How can we partner better with our viewers to make sure that the information that you need and that you want is getting out there to you? You guys have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow at 1. Bye.